What up, y'all? Listen, it's your girl Jan checking in, and welcome to another episode of Messy and Makeup. Okay, this is episode 2. Okay, and I really appreciate y'all for being here. First of all, this is a new channel, this is a new concept. Welcome to another episode of Messy and Makeup, where we react to messy stories and apply makeup. Okay, listen, I am a licensed cosmetologist. However, makeup is not my forte. I am a natural hairstylist, colorist. But I love makeup. I dabbled in face paint for a long time. And so I just decided, why not? I still got a lot of creativity in me. I still have some of the supplies. So let's do it. Okay. As you may know, I am one half of the best podcast on this side of the Mississippi. Time to Talk It Out podcast. We go live every Monday night right here on Facebook and YouTube. And so if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to Time to Talk It Out, as well as my personal channel, Jen Checking In TV, where I dabble and dibble and mess around with a lot of stuff. So anyway, I've talked too much. Let me show you the look that we're going for today. So I'm thinking that I'm going to mix up this look with, hold on, let me find the other one, with this look. But I'm going to remix the colors. Instead of all those colors, we're just going to really focus on red, yellow, and blue. Of course, you'll get a little bit of orange, a little bit of green because you're blending, but you get it. And the story that we're reviewing is from one of my favorite channels, Messy Stories. So let's share that page so we can get into it. Okay, now, listen, this story, apparently she got addicted to hard drugs. And yeah, y'all, let's just get into this.
Okay, so a lot of y'all don't really know my story, and I'm really not about to go into it. But let me tell you how I got addicted to crack. Okay. When you say it out loud, it really sounds so fucking ridiculous. Like, looking back. And mind you, I am like a couple 100 days clean. I'm like 6-7 months. So
First of all, let's unpack that right quick, because she's not just about to like roll past that like it wasn't nothing. How she got addicted to crack in 2020 something? Like, yes, it's how. First of all, no judgment here. Y'all know this is a no judgment zone, but that's why we really need to hear this, because I believe that her story is going to be a testimony and will help somebody, because nobody is above drugs. Drugs and cocaine especially is a hell of a drug. You already know. If somebody as rich and famous as Whitney Houston can get addicted to it. So let's get into this.
let me not jinx myself. Knock on wood. But I think that part of my life is over. So
And then, right, she said she only been clean for 6 months. Like, I don't know if it's soon enough for you to be. Anyways, let me be quiet.
I know these people got these long ass story times. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get straight to the stem. Okay. Back in the day, way back in the day, back like where 80s had the good crack back in the day. I was doing dope. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you how I did that. I'm not gonna tell you. I just had a friend that had a friend that had a friend, and after a while, I was like, "Shit, let me try." And then after trying it, this has my pinky for like 3 days, bitch. I was dope sick. Can I say bitch?
See, this is why you cannot just be trying shit. Like, first of all, and I mean, come on now. I don't care what it is. Pills, heroin, um, lean, cigarettes, alcohol. If you don't already do it, don't do it. Cause like, come on now. And then no shade, but sis, you talking about this like it's just cool. It's really not, man.
Anyway, I was dope sick. So then I decided that I wasn't about to buy my own packs. I was just gonna go down to the city to Baltimore and get a gram. Okay. Then I thought I was gonna become the plug, but I was never the plug. I was the outlet. It seemed. I don't know. I just what it just. Long story short, selling drugs is not for me. Okay, because the drugs be doing me in, friend. They be doing me in. Okay, but I will stay for the fact that let me put in my own defense. I am the cutest crackhead that you ever will see. Okay. Yes. Some days I look like Nunu, and some days I look like Felicia. But both days I got that bag. Okay. Okay. And,
Okay. See, like I really don't know. Like for real. I just don't even know if I can take her seriously right now because the way she joking, like this being addicted to crack is no joke. Like you lucky you alive right now. Like and you I don't know. I don't know about this story. I don't know. It's gonna get on my nerves. She's gonna get on my nerves. And this story is an hour long, mind you. But I'm gonna need about that to do my makeup. So we gonna roll with it. But y'all, she is already getting on my nerves, acting like this is not that serious.
I don't suck dick for crack. Can I say? I don't know. This is probably about to get bleeped the fuck out, but I don't suck dick for crack. Okay, all my mouth do is talk shit and take hits. Okay, my mouth too dry. I ain't got time for that. But I got a friend for you. Okay,
I can already tell this story time is about to be crazy. Just
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
off the jump. First of all, trigger warning. Let's go ahead and add a trigger warning to this video. If you've ever been in a situation like this, please proceed with caution. Her way of telling it may have us looking a little funny at her at times, but please just bear with us because if she's going to be telling a story like this, I can't control how I look at this point. I'm gonna try my best. I know this is kind of serious, but
Okay, and I'm going to use the same exact disclaimer that he just gave because y'all know this is a safe space, it's a no judgment zone around here. We are not in no way trying to act like we holier than thou above anything. But it's just the way she's nonchalantly talking about something that is really life or death is gonna have me looking at her like, so excuse me in advance. Cause she already getting on my nerves.
But man, do not be a supplier and a consumer. It does not work like that.
I almost lost it when she said she was the outlet.
shout out to my whole friends that save me all the time. Cause I used to have them selling both cracks. Okay, the real crack and the butt crack. Go friends. Anyway, damn, I loved my life. But really, I fucking hated it for real. Like, I don't wish that shit on my worst enemy. I really don't wish dope. Heroin, I do not wish that on my worst fucking enemy. Craig.
Whoa. So when she said she was using dope, she meant heroin, bro? Oh my God. This just got horrible. This is already hard to listen to. We ain't even 10 minutes in. Like, what? Lord Jesus.
Is just, ooh, baby, just strap in for the ride because it's never enough. One's too many and 1,000's never enough. And I learned that. But anyway, let me get back to when I was crackhead. So, since that was just so far long ago. Anyway, so back to I was selling the dope, I thought I was El Chapo Jr. And one day, me and my friend, I'm not gonna put no names out there because my friend, well, one day we was waiting on a plug, so we pulled up on a plug and the plug wasn't ready for us. Okay, so we sitting in the car, but we're sick at this time. We is sick. And if anybody's ever been dope sick, like sweating, shitting, throwing up, like it got down to the point that like me and my friends, we were sharing packs of packs. Like I even had to pull out the rig for this one because I had to do a little bumpy bump just to keep myself well on the way to Baltimore. I'm speeding through an 80 and a 60 fucking ticket because I ain't had no dope in a minute. So yeah, anyway. So we down there, we waiting on the plug with the plug. He's waiting on his plug. Now that I look back, like, nigga, you wasn't the plug. Anyway, so we sitting in the car and he like, yeah, it's only gonna be a second. He gonna give us some scramble. Has anybody ever heard of scramble? It is not eggs. It's not eggs. Okay. Scramble is like a mixture of whatever the fuck's in the bottom of the bag. Let me just say that. So it was just enough dope to keep us well. I swear to God, I busted open this capsule. It had dope in it. It had pieces of weed in it. And I swear I would never forget this. I would never forget it. It even had a piece of hair in it. But you know what? I did it anyway. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, and that wasn't enough. Person's still not here. So we getting fidgety in the back. Like, hey, I should have known this niggas because I got a pocket full of dust, boy. Like, he was just trying to keep us around. Anyway, pocket full of dust. Looking back, like, I did some dumb shit. I'm not proud of it, but I don't regret it. Okay. Everything is a lesson. Anyways.
Everybody wants to be the plug these days, but really be the middleman.
I can tell you right now, there's no denying this story. It's something about the way she's telling this story that makes me believe it's 100% true. I don't know what it is, but it's
she
giving
had a
it.
flashback. She can't believe she really she can't believe she really thought this man was the plug, but he waiting there for somebody else. What is going on here?
This story time is already taking a wild turn.
Oh man.
So as I'm doing this piece of hair follicle and whatever dust is in this capsule to keep myself well till my sack arrives, he like, the only thing else I got in my pocket right now, he was like, I got some hard. And I'm like, I'm thinking this nigga talking about dick because they always talking about something. I got something for you, man. Yeah, whatever, nigga. So I'm like, I don't want none of that. Yeah. But he like, no, nah, it's some hard, it's some coke. Because I personally back then I used to snort coke, but then I started shooting coke because once I put the dope in.
Girl. You like what? I mean, how? Like, how old are you, first of all? Okay, so we're using the Mary Kay concealer right now. I didn't even prime my face, y'all. I ain't doing this right. I'm just messing around at this point. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna go. This is blowing my mind because she look like she about 20 years old. Crack Chronicles for real?
Just throwing in a bag. Everything went in there. When in doubt, I shot it out. I'm a shooter, but I'm not talking about with my gun. Okay. Anyway, so and disclaimer, don't share needles with everybody because nowadays the streets is safe.
No. First of all, don't share needles with nobody. Don't use drugs. End of the sentence, but definitely don't use drugs that take needles. Like what? Don't use don't share needles with everybody. Don't share needles with nobody. Like, give me a break. This is why we have all these young people, and I'm not gonna say this is why like it's her fault, but I'm just saying like we don't have programs like Dare no more. We have, stuff like this on TikTok where people is making light of it as if that junk is a freaking joke. Do you know how many people done literally lost their lives and or livelihood behind the stuff that you're talking about? Like, how old are you? How old were you when this was going on? And how old are you now? she, like I said, she looked like she about 20, but this is hard to listen to. But y'all, that's what we do here. We listen to messy stories. Like I said, we don't judge, we pray. So at the end of this, we gonna pray for her. Please believe that. We're going to pray for her. And it sounds like, she handling it okay as far as like maybe she feels strong in her sobriety and maybe, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, this is hard to listen to. So as y'all can see, I'm trying to like really lay a light foundation down so that the colors that I put on here pop. Um, and so a lot of people I see, like I was saying, I see them using like milk of magnesia. I've seen that, the white kind. Um, and just put it all over their face and have their face white. Well, I'm not gonna do that. First of all, I don't have no milk of magnesia. And second of all, I just don't know. I mean, I've been putting this on my face so far and it haven't really messed it up. I had one little like extreme breakout. I ain't gonna say extreme. I had one irritating breakout. As you can see, I got this little baby right here. But for the most part, the stuff that I'm using on my face now has been safe. So I'm gonna just stick with what I know. And go from there. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get back into this messy story. This girl crazy. Let's see what they said about it.
That's the advice. Don't share needles with everybody, though. That's crazy.
I mean,
don't do it at all, messy family. Please stay away from this. No matter how entertaining this sounds, my mother suffers from this addiction. I'm not taking it lightly. Please stay away from it. Don't just not share needles. Don't do needles or nothing in general. This is not the 80s, y'all. It's 2025. If you still got that, we will shame you. Okay? That's crazy.
I mean, that was some.
Now, we're not shaming over here, but everything else he said, like, don't do it. Especially, just don't do it, period. I don't care if this was back in the 80s. People shouldn't have been doing it then either.
Valuable advice though, because people, you never know what people got.
Like
that's just in general though. Don't share.
Yeah, that's good advice if you're talking to your grandparents about diabetes shots and not to share their needles with their friends. That's the only time I want to hear some good advice about sharing needles. This right here, let's just not even do it in general, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
And especially, but her even saying like there's a hair follicle in the drugs and whatnot. Like
hair follicle is at least her concern. Hair follicle.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. You never know what is in this. Like what?
I ain't gonna say I know what's in it, but I know some of the ingredients, and it ain't.
A hair follicle is not part of that.
I'm just saying, hair follicles is the least of her concern. She might as well go ahead and say no to dare to be different. Please send your kids to dare to be different. If you tell them no the first time, they won't ask you again.
First of all, comment down below if you remember Dare, if you're old enough to remember Dare, because this young man here, I didn't think he do anything about Dare. He don't look that old. Dare went out in like the 90s. He looked like he was born in the 90s. He definitely don't look like he was old enough to know anything about Dare. But apparently he do. So that's shocking.
That's how I learned that when I was a kid, and I ain't have to worry about it ever since. I just tell them I don't do it, and they leave you alone. Don't try to impress people, y'all.
Okay, so my baby daddy called and interrupted the end of my thing. So I was wondering what happened to that last part of my crack chronicles. So anyway, let me try to pick up where I left off. So more of the story is he sent me in the store for a brown bag special. So I go in there and Ling like, what you want? How can I help you? I'm not being racist, just really what she said. And I was like, send me in here for a brown bag special. Look, me trying to be all incognito. So she like, oh, I got you, girl. So she pulls out the brown bag special. She like, you need this too? You need this too? And she pulls out the pot scrubber. And I'm like, I'm not finna do no dishes, but I guess. And so this lady pulled out Newport Honey Box. She like, I put these in here for you. I put these in here. And she's really trying to be sneaky about it, but not really, but kinda. So I'm like, okay. And lo and behold, she got the glass roses. Now, mind you, now looking back, them ain't nothing but some stems. Okay, they're nothing but a good old fashioned crack pipe. I don't know why they have those little decorative roses in there. Like nobody uses those roses. I guess that's just the way to sell them in the store without getting in trouble. I don't know. But thinking about it, I seen a couple of them at my auntie house growing up. Yeah, like she was collecting them. She had boxes on boxes on boxes. But anyway, like the less you know, the better, I guess. So she puts it all in there, and I go back. I go back, and I'm like, secure the bag. Here I am skipping, not knowing.
Like, girl, why is you dry snitching on your aunt? Like, I guess you figure she don't watch TikTok, because I think this came off of TikTok. It looked like it came off TikTok. Like, tell your own crack chronicles. Don't dry snitch on auntie. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, bye. I'm sorry, y'all. That's crazy.
And I got to be, yeah, that part. And so, yes, now I have the brown bag special, and I have all the kit. The kit. Lo and behold, this will become like my Dora's backpack. You know how Dora and Backpack was besties for all her adventures?
Girl, don't never in your life disrespect Dora like that. Are you kidding me? No, 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 I don't know how. No, I don't. Like, what? Girl, bye. No, she did not.
Yeah, that brown bag special was my bestie for like the next 10 years. Like, I ain't go nowhere without it. And for
Oh my God. 10 years? You was addicted to crack for 10 years and you only been clean for 6 months. And you on here telling this story like this. Girl, you need to still be at the rehab somewheres. And that's no shade, no tea.
my friends that somehow had a missing pot scrubber after I came over, y'all wasn't doing dishes anyway. But I may or may not have taken some because I had needs. Okay. And I was a fiend. I was a fine fiend, but I was a fiend nonetheless. And so I had to do what I had to do because baby, ain't nothing gonna stop me from smoking. And so inside that was the roses. It was the Troy, whatever you want to call it, and was the good OG crack lighter. You know, the color lighters that are like kind of see through. You could pop the top off and the flame go real high. Like, yeah, that part. Rise and grind. You know what it is? It's not crack smoking time. You know, back in the day, it's what 8:56 in the morning. I'd be high as gas right now. I've been and walked 10 miles on my Lamborghinis to the next plug. I've probably been up from the last night before, you know, because team no sleep was my motto. Let's see. So somebody said, why did you start doing drugs? Baby. You know what? To be honest, I really want to put the blame on somebody else and not hold myself accountable and be like, because my mama and daddy didn't love me and da-da-da-da-da, which I do feel like that, but that's not why I started doing drugs. I started doing drugs because one of my friends gave it to me and I was like, sure, why not? I didn't think like, these is what the Dare Dog said don't do. These is real drugs, like real.
So you mean to
drugs. If somebody told me to say this is for educational purposes only, so this is for educational purposes only. But yeah, no. Now mind you, with drug war, I have learned that we do have trauma. And in drug court, I've had to start to learn what's the reason why I get high in the first place. You know, like who hurt you? What is so in order to stop using, I had to figure out the reason why I use in the first place. And it's not because I think my biological parents don't love me. It's not that. I do have some trauma and some hurt from that because back in the day, hopefully my ankles ain't ashy because I'm about to show you. Back in the day, my mom and dad, you see that? Okay, it looks like I got snake skin. My mom and dad burned me when I was 3 months old. No, I was first born. I spent the first 3 months of my life in the children's hospital because I had like third-degree burns. Apparently, they put me in the bathtub and was trying to get me to bath, but the water was as hot as I was. Now, mind you, I could be lying. I just feel like this is a story that my grandparents told me when I was growing up. And I could have it misconstrued, but that's what I've been running with all my life. So why they burned me, I don't know. Do I know? Were they on drugs? I don't know, but make it make sense if they wasn't. Like, what the fuck? Y'all gonna put me in a baby bath, a sponge bath, something like that? No, y'all just gonna fry my ass and burn me. Burnt baby. So I spent the first 3 months of my life in a children's hospital, and then my grandparents got custody of me. And so I've been with them ever since. So when I say my mom and dad, that's who I'm talking about. It's my mom and dad. Yo, my baby daddy be blowing me off. Every time I gotta stop, it's because he walk in. I think he think I'm smoking crack in the bathroom. So, and that's the thing that comes with being.
Y'all, I'm kind of like her sense of humor, right? Because it's like, shoot, if you done went through all this, you might as well like be able to laugh. You know what I'm saying? And like enjoy life or whatever. But it's like, girl, you is really tripping. Like, come on. Come on. I'm trying to be serious here. This is a serious situation you was talking about. But at the same time, you got me cracking the F up. The pun intended. Oh God. Okay, y'all. So while I'm paused, I've used the Superstay Maybelline 30-hour contour situation here. I've used also Fit Me Maybelline and some CoverGirl. So I mixed Maybelline and CoverGirl. Boop. So as I'm gonna put in the title, this is all inexpensive makeup that we use right now on Messy in Makeup. It's your girl Jan checking in, okay? As we progress, so will the quality of the makeup that we use. But right now, this is what we got. Now let's continue.
An addict. I can't be in the bathroom too long with the door shut because I'm trying to tell you, I used to spend hours up in this motherfucker, stuck on the toilet, not even have the shower running, never wash my ass not once. Like, just terrible. And so, how did I start it up? I told y'all, my friends. I was around my friend one time. My friend, she was doing it, and I was a stripping naked dancer. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say I was a midnight ballerina. Okay.
You know what's so crazy is I always say that in the 80s, I feel bad for everybody who was born around that time and who was, active around that time because nobody really understood the severity of that drug at the time. It's like in today's world, we got wax, we got all these new different little drugs. They say it ain't that harmless. There's not much facts on it. And people just start trying it, trying to get a better high, I guess it would say. Mm-hmm. But, back in those times, nobody was telling them like, hey, that's probably the worst thing to get high on. So they was just all, trying it out, not knowing that it had such addictive traits to it.
Yeah, it didn't come with a disclaimer.
Yeah, it wasn't like marijuana today. It was more like, that's what's there, like marijuana in a sense. They're like, oh, what's this little white substance? That's how I feel like it went down. Mm-hmm. Cause I feel like nobody had to know the severe. I don't think nobody, as many people, as bad as I hear the 80s was at that time, I don't think many people would have signed up for it if they knew the side effects was this crazy at the time. You got to think they didn't have social media, they didn't have they didn't have information going around about it. They were just like, "What is this?" And they saw how the other person probably was reacting off of it. It was like, "Okay, that ain't bad. Let's try it out." It didn't know that it was going to be addictive. That's what I feel like. So I do feel like some type of sympathy.
Literally. This is why I gave my child's father grace when I found out he was using cocaine, because he was 18 years older than me. So I had to do the math and I had to use discernment and say, okay, well, when this man got introduced to this stuff, it was in the 80s. He was a teenager. They didn't know. People didn't know. And by the time he figured it out, he was already addicted. You know what I'm saying? As a young child, teenager.
When it comes to anybody in the 80s, in the 90s too, because we was affected by it because our parents was affected by it. So it's like, it was just a repeated cycle. But them 80s for sure, and then some of them early 90s, craziness. Like, I feel so bad for these people.
I feel like drugs like this are party drugs.
Mhm.
Like she just said, she was, a night worker, and with the nightlife, a lot of drugs come into play.
Right. I think they just do it to try to keep up, keep active. Like, you see how jittery she is and how extra. That's how I know it's not a lie. Because being around like someone who has truly been through this situation, you do notice that they're like that, super jittery, talking fast, can't even like stumbling on their words. Like, you could tell, super jittery.
I was a midnight ballerina, and so I was making a couple of munions for the fun yun.
First of all, I could tell by the way she doing her lips. She doing this shit.
I was freshly like 18, so I'm glad y'all can't smell the straightener burning up my shit, because this is not Brazilian. It can't be. Not the way it smells. It smells like cankalon. But I was a midnight ballerina, and my friend, she was doing the H, and so I had a
First of all, this girl is a damn comedian. No, I'm not saying that she's lying or nothing. I'm just saying her personality is a comedian. Like, she is funny as hell. Like, I know she don't went viral. If she didn't, she should. Just, off the testimony I see, it look like, she clean or whatever. So it sound like it's gonna have a good happy ending, because this chick is hilarious. Y'all not gonna tell me she not. So this is me concealing my eyelids so that the shadow goes on brighter and better. Oh, did I tell y'all? No, I don't think I did. I got a new shadow palette and I'm so excited. I don't think I'm gonna use it today though, because it is glow in the dark, like bright colors or whatever. So I'm gonna use this later, but y'all, I'm excited about that. Okay, so got a clean kind of like base going on here. Now, what I want to do is just go ahead and put some blush on before I forget. Let's close up what we are done with, which is the foundation. Move that over to the side. Open up the blush. Okay. I'll use this. And we blend the blush. Blend the blush. I don't want it to just be like a big red circle on my face, right? So I hope it's blended out. That Mary Kay concealer is really good. I could have put some more and completely concealed that little scar right there. All right. I kind of feel like I got blush right here and I don't really want it. So let's kind of like clean that up. No. My thing is I don't want no hard line. Everything blended good. If I can get everything to blend well, it won't even matter about whether or not this stuff is inexpensive, aka cheap. Right? All right, let's finish the story.
Little money, and that was my best friend. And so like I was tired of seeing her sick all the time. So I was enabling her. I was funding her habit most of the time because who gives a fuck about these dollars? One little clap and I made a stack. So I was paying for it. And then after a while, I got tired of see. That's when I said like I did the size of my nail, like of the H 3 days in a row. I did like a little bump. I was like, girl, let me try it. So she let me try it. And I did the size of my nail for 3 days and I became dope sick. And like I said, I don't wish dope sickness on my enemy. And from then on, that's when I thought I was the outlet. I ain't even gonna say plug no more because y'all already know I was not that. And so from then after that, yeah. So on to the crack attacks. Was my kid's dad around for the whole time? So unfortunately, yes, he was. And I'm trying to tell you, I done put this man through some things. He done been with 3 versions of me. Like, he really don't know which bitch he's getting when he opens that door. So I can only imagine his pain. But yeah, he has been around the whole time. Thank God. And not a lot of people say something about the ain't shit baby mamas. Like, it's always the ain't shit baby daddy. And you know, like the deadbeat baby daddies. I was the deadbeat baby mama. Like, this nigga was younger than me because I'm a cougar around. You know, so I got mine young out the gate so I could train him, you know, and he really rode till the wheels fell off. Like, imagine having that baby mama that's Felicia, you know, like, and I never took into consideration his feelings or like his perception of me. Like, it was all about the crack. It was all about the drugs. Like, and he's been with me from drug to drug to drug. Now, mind you, I'm just not a crackhead. Like, I am an avid drug
She is cross addicted.
user and abuser. Like, I like everything. I try everything once, and if I like it, I try it again. So I did try everything. You name it, I tried it. You know, and so he has been around through that, and thank God my kids have such a strong like family foundation when it came to my parents and my baby dad. Now, mind you, my grandparents raised me, but they also raised my mother. And they raised my sister too. And so they were raising my children, which are really like their great grandchildren. And they really did the damn thing. My dad was 76 when he passed away. He was born in 1948. Y'all know my math don't be math, so don't even come for me about the dates. Like, y'all still stuck on the fact that I said back in the 80s with the good crack. I was trying to tell y'all I was smoking like I was back in the 80s. Now I was born in the 80s. Y'all know black don't crack till you smoking. I'm a 90s baby. I'm Rugrats for real. And back on the VHS tape, you know, the orange one when they went to Paris and stuff. But my parents really did a lot. They were raising my kids, and I know they was tired, bro. My son got autism, and he's nonverbal. So imagine not knowing what this little boy wanted, but he always wants something. Like, and they thugged it out. My dad did that shit till the last day he was alive, and my son loves my dad so much. Like, he was their parent. Like, they were their parents. So did any of my family know that I was addicted? So I think they knew, but once again, I was out of sight, out of mind. I tried to be, you know, except for the fact that I was so out of sight that that's all that they could think of. But my dad, no, when my federal charges popped up, like everybody, I said this before, in the newspaper was coming for my dad, saying like he was the worst parent ever. And when I say my daddy was boo-boo the fool, like I was just having people drop off stuff at the house, like, oh, dad, you need a pack of cigarettes, so-and-so coming to bring a pack of cigarettes. And really, they was coming to pick up for me. Like, but as long as they dropped them cigarettes off, my dad had no idea why Becky with the gums was outside or why Dopehead Dolly was down the street twitching. Like, he had no idea. And he was just like, what's wrong with your friend? I was like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know, you know, and he, you know, out of sight and mind, and maybe he just thought it wasn't his baby girl, you know, he could just never believe that it could be me. But my mama, she knew. She used to always say, "You back on that shit?" I'm like, "What shit, Mom?" And then gone with the wind. So they had to know for a certain effect. Like, mind you, the rest of me and my family is not really that close. Most of my family is in Maryland and DC, and we're out here in Virginia. So they don't know, but I don't hide shit. I mean, any family function back in the day, I was stuck in the bathroom, so they had to know I was on some kind of country crack shit. They had to know something. But yeah,
Country crack shit. Like this girl is crazy, bro.
life do be
Like,
lifing, and
yes,
life
life
is a
is
little bit better now. So whatever. My kids are a lot better now. With my son's autism, I really don't think he realizes that my dad's gone. He does like go look for him sometimes. So I'm just really happy that I'm starting to get it together in some way, shape, or form. It's not all the way together. And I still think I have the mind of an addict. They say your brain doesn't recuperate. Like, I don't know. I've been using drugs for the last 10 years. So I know my body ain't nowhere near supposed to be back since March. Like, my DNA was straight chronic for a long time. Nothing but coke, nothing but coke, nothing but coke. One time, I swear to God, I lit the cup up so much that the coke line disappeared on its own because I feel like there was so much coke in it. I went to the hospital to get a doctor's note one time for my PO, and they, the discharge papers that they give you. My discharge paper said advanced cocaine usage, like, and they printed me the directions on how to stop my intake of cocaine. And so, like, my chart is a motherfucker. Like, and it ain't like everybody else's my chart. My chart is not about my chart. I used to go in there trying to get IV bags because I was so dehydrated because I just wouldn't eat or drink. Like, and they wonder why my blood pressure so high. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just upset. No, nigga, I just hit the shit in the bathroom. Mind your business. Mind your business. But yes, if y'all got any more questions, I have no problems answering me. I'm an open book. It really is. I don't give a fuck. But super sober today. Yay.
It's more to it, but at the end of the day, I'm proud of her, honestly, because she's at least trying. I didn't know it was this recent though. Like March of this year, for 10 years straight. Oh man, I do pray that you continue. Honestly, that's a big milestone for sure. That long without it and being able to still talk about it, man, I do pray that she finds, the strength to keep going and no relapses. Please, Lord, no relapses.
I love that she's trying to get better for her kids too. She said her dad passed away, so now she's like really got to step up.
Yeah,
be there.
Yeah, they gotta understand. Her grandpa was older. Like he was born the same year as my grandma. My grandma was born in 1949. He was born in 1948. So by the time she started doing drugs, he had to be in his 50s. So it's like, how would you know? You were an older parent at that time. You ain't really paying attention. I mean, you're a grandparent at that time. But I was raised by my grandparents, so all of the people out there who was raised by their grandparents, y'all get it. Y'all know anybody who was raised by their grandparents had a hard upbringing, 100%. I'm not justifying her actions after what happened to her because I chose to do differently. And I know most people can choose, make better choices. But I understand. I do understand because growing up in such hardship without a parents, without, just true family. You got your grandparents, but it ain't the same. They don't love you like a parent, like a mom would, like a dad would. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was good.
Her kids.
Yeah, my grandma was a good person.
Yeah.
She was a good parent. But how great can you be to 7, 8 kids, individually? So it's like, I don't know how many siblings she had, but how can I raise them? If she was the only child, then it'd be, I can see that, they raised them like parents, but they still not your parents.
Yeah.
It's certain things that your parents would go to bat for you that your grandparents wouldn't naturally, or it's certain things that they'll be, y'all get what I'm saying, right? It's not that the grandparents don't love you. It's just levels. They'll never love you like your parents should, even though if you get a bad batch of parents who just love you worse than your grandparents, but naturally, the people that had you will go to bat for you the most. But yeah, I'm happy that she made it out of it though so far, and that she's been, trying her best to get,
I don't want this anymore. And now I feel like I just messed up everything that was going so good. But y'all know, I'm just panicking. I'm going to be able to fix it. If God is for me, who could be against me? Absolutely no one. Not my makeup, nothing. So I'm going to fix it to the best of my ability.
help in situations, and having a good support system like her boyfriend, very important. I think that's something I'm learning a lot from this story time, honestly, just listening to it, because you don't know how to handle these situations, especially when you the person on the outside trying to help. You don't know what to do. You don't want to cause them to relapse again. So you just kind of walking on eggshells. So I see why her man is just like, more around her and more assertive about certain things, because he knows, like, if not, then maybe she relapses.
Okay, so part 2 of why did I become a crackhead? Why, friends? Why? Like, all these things I could have did in life, and I decided to become a crackhead. Not some of my finest moments, but moments nevertheless. I was out there. I had a ball. Like, I got some stories I'd never tell them. Maybe. But I got some motherfucker stories, because when you be around motherfuckers that do crack, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Like, motherfuckers that do crack will do anything. I'm trying to tell you. And I have disclaimer. Let me put the disclaimer. The first 10 minutes of somebody getting high on crack, and the last 10 minutes of somebody getting high on crack will show you the exact person that they is. Let me try to tell you. Because the first 10 minutes is how they're going to be. But the last 10 minutes will show you exactly what they'll do for that shit. Because when you realize you ain't got no more crack, your mind gets to scheming. And that's when people's true demons be coming out. Like, I done see some shit. Anyway, but that's not the point. Just don't do crack, friends. Just don't do crack. So I'm back to the car with my little brown bag special, looking like a kid on the way to lunch. I don't know. So I'm feeling a little bit better, but I don't know what this dude's doing. So he is fixing everything up, whatever the fuck it was. Now I know back in the day, and I could do this at 2.5 seconds, because don't play with me. But he was burning the toy, putting it in there, putting a stem. Like, what I'm trying to tell you, that bag had crack pipe in it. Can I say crack pipe on here? Whatever. It had a motherfucking stem in there. And it had the toy. It had the original OG crack lighters. The ones that see-through color ones. You pop it off the top and the flame go all the way. You know what I mean? Sometimes I burn my nose hairs, almost burn my eyebrows off. Thinking that I even put 2 lighters. When I'm trying to tell you I was a demon. Like, yeah. But anyway, so back to the crack. So anyway, I'm sitting in there in the back seat, just looking. At one point in time in my life, when I would be sitting in the back seat, my mouth would be watering because I'd be ready to get high. But even though it lasts 2.5 seconds, like, it's such a waste of money. It's such a waste of money. If I think about all the money that I spent on crack, I ain't even gonna mention it, because my baby dad would put me the fuck out. Like, I really should not be in this apartment right now. Like, seriously. I don't know, crack is whack. Like Whitney says, crack is whack. Anyway. So I'm sitting there back, So he put the little crack rock on there. Mind you, I'm still not processing that this is a crack rock. Okay, and that at this point in time, my whole life was finna change. So anyway, he passed it to my friend. Of course, I'm gonna put my friend out there first. Shout out to my bitch, because she always take one for the team. I'm trying to tell you, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. Anyway, so my big titty friend. I'm pretty sure she hit it on first, right? And handed it to me, but she OG, so it don't matter what the fuck she hit. She gonna act like that.
I really hope she cut that friend off. That's the biggest part of recovery, man. You gotta cut off all those friends that's in that circle. Like, I know she's talking highly of her. I hope she really cut her off for her sake, not just because unless she's trying to get help too. I mean, what do you think?
I'm pretty sure they probably got help together, because it's definitely hard to wing off of something if someone beside you is doing it.
Yeah. The first thing you got to do is change that group, man, for sure. You got to get them out of that circle, because at the end of the day, that's probably why it's so easy for them to relapse, though, because everybody around them sees nothing but good in it. When they got it, they happy. When they don't, they down. It's bad, man. In real life, it's bad. Like, it's all fun and games on here, but it gets bad. Anybody who ever been in a situation that has family members that's suffering from this type of addiction, like, this is, you got to get them out of there. You got to get them away from them friends. But that's just what I think,
I get why she's still friends with her, though, because when you're on drugs like this, a lot of people will not even be around you anymore because they feel like they can't trust you, or they just don't like who you become on this drug. But her best friend, she's been with her by her side this whole time, alongside with her baby daddy.
Yeah, it's hard to shake. I'm pretty sure it's hard to shake those people off, for sure. And that was a good point you made, too. I never thought of it like that. Like, yeah, the reason why they keep going back to those people, because those are the only people who accept them, in a sense, for who they are, whether it's on drugs or not, but they kind of accept them. But I get it, but I still feel the same way though. You definitely need to get them out of that circle and into rehab immediately. But I believe it has to be something that they want to do, because if you force it, then it's just going to constantly be something you got to spend your life doing.
She don't phase her, like, knowing damn well her joke was probably like, dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. Yo, bruh. But anyway, so no bullshit. All right, so anyway, my friend, and then she like
talking about?
now I'm thinking about it like, damn, I should have been like, bitch, you just smoke some crack. But anyway, so she like, I'm all right. I noticed that she didn't die. Like, nothing's wrong with her. Like, she's not automatically run around itching, feeding. Because most people insinuate that if you smoke crack, you going to suck dick and steal. And I told a lot of people that I turned on, mind you, and it's the worst thing I could ever do in my life. And I do know that I'm a very shitty person for this. I used to turn people on to crack to benefit me. You know, like, I'll give them a hit, turn them on just so I know, because I can spend their bread or I can make them do what I wanted to do. And at the end of the day, that shit ruins people's life. So if I ever did that to you, I would like to apologize, because I ain't shit. Okay, I ain't shit. So anyway, so I realized she didn't start sucking dick and she didn't start stealing nothing. So I'm like, oh, my dog all right. So what's up? Let me get some. So I'm in the back looking like Pipehead Polly. Probably you like this, you know, looking dumb. But anyway, so my bitch hit me the shit, I hit it, and I can't really remember because I didn't smoke so much crack, so whatever. I can't really remember my first hit, but I do know that I used to shoot coke. So shooting coke, like the rush of that, like feeling the gas in your face. And I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody, because anybody in addiction knows, like, just to change, your whole body changes. So with the crack, I do remember feeling like high, but I just realized it wasn't that long. But I didn't realize that the fuck is the point. Like, that is why crack is so fucking stupid. It's because, like, hard it hits, that shit is gone. And there's, like, my dumbass would try to buy 50s instead of buying a ball or a half or a quarter or an ounce. Knowing damn well, like, I probably touched that shit in a day or two. But I'd rather spend. We not talking about it no more. Anyway, I fucked them pandemic checks up. Stop playing with me. Like, little that I more than he thought that shit was going from when. But once again, not my fight. But you can't do nothing now no more, baby daddy. It's gone. It's gone. In case you ever see this, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. I gave him some money now that I'm clean. So whatever. Whoop the fucking do. How about that? So the chase, I didn't feel the chase. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, let me get another hit of crack. When you say it outside, I sound dumb as I wasn't like, bitch, more crack. I was. These things I call crack attacks. Like, don't play with me. Don't. That was not something to play with. Okay. Crack attack. Evil. So but it's just crazy because it was crack. Like, I really didn't want to argue or lose my friends over crack. Like, just saying that is so whack. Like, really, if you ask me, if I got it, yo, I'm busting down crumb for crumb, my nigga. We will share a push if we got to. Like, it's whatever. But motherfuckers used to do me dirty, bro. Do me dirty. Like, if I put a little crumb right here, and it's me and you in here, and my crumb gone, who the fuck smoked it? Casper. Like, and you over there like this, was me. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to tell you, bitches be shicey. But anyway, I didn't feel no chase, and so I thought everything was good, mind you. So we went about our day, everything worked out. So eventually, we started on our little trips back and forth, because mind you, I'm still addicted to dope at this time. On our little trips back and forth, we realized it was a lot easier to buy a little bit of crack, because I didn't want to carry around needles and shit on the trip. Like, that's more paraphernalia. Like, we get pulled. Like, where am I gonna put that? So we just gonna get some crack. All right. Lord, I'm still trying to adjust to this. But we decided we would get some hard on the way back so that we would stay up, because it was like a 2.5 hour drive to re-up every time we was doing it. And at some point in time, we was going like every day, a couple times. Never mind. Allegedly, we was going like every day, All right. So, we would get high because we had to get well. And so we do the dope. And so, of course, instead of us nodding out on the way back, we like how we gonna stay up. So we hit the joint on the way back. So then we start smoking crack on the way back. And everybody was like, y'all dumb bitches smoking crack. And we was like, shit, we don't get like, shout out to my bitch, for real. I really hope you do see this one day, because shout out to you, bitch. I remember one time me and my bitch was coming back down from the wave. It's in the middle of the snow. When I'm trying to tell you, this was in my full blown. No, I wasn't full blown yet. I was still a baby crackhead. This is when I was trying to be cute, and I was like, can I get a little test there? Like, I was acting like I was getting cracked for somebody else, but really it was me. But so let me make another one. Now, let me just tell y'all about what this bitch did. So one time we went down there, and it was in the middle of the fucking snow. Like, when I'm trying to tell you, it's a snowstorm, but when it comes down to dope, don't play with me, because I'm not finna be sick. So we drove all the way down there, and we in this bucket. But it don't matter, yo. So we make it down, we coming back, right? Allegedly. And I'm telling her, slow the fuck down, bitch, because it's snowing outside. This bitch, I don't even know what she did. I don't know what she did, but somehow we ended up hitting a guardrail and we lost the whole fucking tire. How the tire popped off the motherfucking car? When I say ride till the wheels fall off, we did. And we didn't give a fuck. Like, we called another ride and was like, yo, we got something if you come get us, da-da-da. Like, but it's just crazy. And I'm like, bitch, you better push this joint to Virginia, because I'm not about to get stopped in Maryland with yada, yada, yada. And so we did. We made sure we was in Virginia. Like, when I say we was riding on rims, my nigga. But anyway, we made it. Shout out to my bitch. Shout out to my bitch.
You go through the craziest stuff with your bestie. Really rap.
Yeah, what? That is like a fucking understatement. My God.
To the wheels fall out. She said, we are not getting caught. I don't know. When you, it'd be so crazy when you hear what people do when they on drugs. Like, to even have that energy to make it there, like, you can't even, what?
They'll probably tell some of the craziest story times if they ever just decided to come out and speak about their times like this, because they do be doing the wildest shit. Like, I'm not gonna even hold you. I'm trying my best.
How did you make it back? Oh, now we pushed it. You pushed it. Where did you find that energy?
I'm trying my best to be so serious in this situation, because I understand that deep down, like, this is a serious issue, but it's just how she doing the story.
At least she can laugh about it, though. A lot of people see this and, cry, get upset about their past, but she's just like, I lived through it, I overcame it. Now I can talk about it, I can laugh about it, because I'm doing better.
All right, I don't even know where I'm at. This is like part 3, and I really did not mean to get into it like this. I was just trying to tell y'all how I became a crackhead. So anyway, we rode to the wheels fell off, like, whatever. So at this point in time, we just getting whatever, because I need to make sure I'm censoring myself, because this should be suspect. So it's just to keep us up on the way home. At that point in time is when I started getting in trouble. So one time we got popped on the way back. We ended up, anyway, so we made it out. Woo! Like, the jails ain't shit. Let me just tell you that, because how was I getting? I wasn't about to be sick. Let's just say I wasn't about to be sick outside or inside jail. Anyway, so
basically she had some damn drugs in jail.
That was the first time we got hit. So since we got hit, then we started getting in a pretrial. So we had to get clean, because when I said we was on a dope bed, we was on a dope bed. So like, we try and get clean. Like, that shit was for the birds. Like, I know for a fact I only got clean when I got booked. Like, at one point in time, I didn't get no bonds no more. And like, I remember calling. Okay, so let me try to wrap this up where I can hurry the fuck up, because I'm over it. So when last time with no bonds, I got to call my dad, and rest in peace to that sweet man's soul, and tell him that I don't have a bond this time, but at least I can get clean, because I was struggling so hard. Like, I really did try. At one point in time, we thought that we could shoot methadone and still piss clean, but at this point we was doing anything. I really think that we was just doing anything. Like we didn't really know. Like we just so happened to get thrown into the game real fast, and we just ran with it out the gates. And so, my dad was like, "Get clean. What are you talking about?" And so I didn't tell him I was on dope, but I was just like, "Get clean," because like he really had no idea. So yeah, when we got in trouble, and it was in the newspaper, like people treated my dad like shit. Like they were like, "Oh my God, you were the worst parent ever." Da 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 da. Like they got bad training, bad home training. Like these kids are pieces of shit. Because when we all got in trouble, we was young, and literally my dad had no idea. And so that's the fucked up part, because people just hear something and run with it. Like when I say I was doing whatever I was doing, my dad had no fucking idea. He had no fucking idea. Like I had people pulling up, and as long as they brought him a pack of cigarettes and some soda, like that's all he thought they was doing, was dropping that off. He had no idea. So yeah, I did what I did, and the people is right. Like I was definitely poisoning the community. So, and I 100% agree with me going to jail, because I was doing shit that was killing people, like I was bringing that to people and they could be dying. So like, it is my fault. So I definitely get that. But my dad had no idea. He had me in church classes. I was in ballet. Like I was in soccer. Like you look at me and my background at that point in time, you would have never, ever thought that I had my hands in some heroin. So for my dad to go through all that, it was fucked up. So just so you know, y'all people's fucked up, and I still want to run that fade to everybody that says something about my daddy. Anybody that says something about my daddy to catch these hands, especially now that he's gone. Play with me if you want to, but that's not the point. Let me not get on here threatening people, because I have tried to change my life. And so I remember being in jail, and
you can't be mad at them for whatever, because you the one who decided to smoke crack. Knowing that it was going to look bad on your dad. Like, girl, bye. And I'm not saying it's right for nobody to judge you, but I'm just saying you can't, once you do something, you can't dictate how a person is going to react to it. And it's the same way when it comes to stuff like, you being a crackhead. Like, girl, bye. I'm sorry.
it was the first time I was ever dope sick, because I had it all the time. Like, so I never had, being sick on the way down there was like a couple minutes, something like that. But actually being sick and like getting clean, detoxing, never did it. Never, ever. Until I was locked up and I didn't get back out. I think I was locked up for like 9 months straight that time. And that was my first time in jail. And so, like, when I say I was in there skinny as a motherfucker, my drawers were swinging in the wind. Like, I could part my legs and swing my drawers in the middle. That's how skinny I was. Like, 00 ain't have shit on me. I don't know. I was just nothing but skin and bones between the dope and the crack. And so I spent 3 days in the medical cell. Mind you, fuck RSW. Like, y'all some shit. People be dying up in there. Like, one of my friends just died up in there. Like, y'all don't be doing shit. Like, where's NBC, CNN, with ABC when we need it? Because y'all need to watch out for that fucking jail. That jail is some dumb shit. Like, they left me back there for like 3 days. When I say they barely checked on me, I remember at one point in time, I was shitting and throwing up at the same time. Like, how was it coming out both holes? I don't know, but they did. And I remember drinking a milk bag and eating some peaches. And when I threw up, the milk was curdled. It came out like cottage cheese. Like, what the fuck? And so I'm thinking that Jeffrey the butler was coming by to clean it up, because I literally puked in a whole fucking sick cell. And it was everywhere. That shit stank, but really, I just want to go back to sleep. My legs was running a marathon. Like, it was awful. And Jeffrey the butler never came. But what the fuck y'all got trustees for? They literally left me in there with my shit, my puke all on the floor for days. Like, so RSW, you're not shit. And I'm never paying for that tablet that's broke. Y'all could, yeah. And so after that, I promised myself I was never, ever, 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 ever going to get high on dope again, because I don't wish that shit on my worst enemy. Dope is the devil, for real. And so I never did. I've been clean ever since. But mind you, I did hit a piece of crack one time and died. Like, how that happens, I have no idea, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But I literally hit it one time, and I woke up and the ambulance was around me, and the people was like, "Man, we just had a Narcan you." And I'm waking up like, "Narcan? What are you talking about?" Because I've been clean for like 7 years at that point. And they was like, yeah, man, we Narcaned you. And I was in my head, I'm like, well, Narcan me off crack, da da da. Yeah, that's crazy. And my plug didn't even know that it had it in there. Cause I was like, nigga, what you give me? A snitch bag? Like, put my dick in the dirt. Like one hit. Now, my other friend, she was all right when she hit the shit because she was dibbling dabbling in both worlds. But me, I was a coke connoisseur at that time. Okay. That's a fancy word for crackhead. In case you didn't know, there's levels to this shit, young boy. But yeah.
Hold on, wait. Did she just say that she thought he accidentally gave her a snitch bag? Like, as in, like, somebody who's like snitching and telling on somebody? They give you certain bags for that?
I think she meant like when she did the drug, she automatically woke up with the ambulance around her. So if that's not telling on yourself right there,
yeah,
but she don't forgot she done took the drug. She took it and woke up, and the ambulance is around her.
Yeah, but she believed that he laced her. Like, I know it's all jokes, but she's pretty much saying like, "What you get me like a bag for people who be snitching? Like, they lacing people." So it's like, did you give me a bag to lace me because you thought I snitched on you? That's what she's saying?
Exactly
no, it's like she just got caught basically doing the drug. Like that drug had extra stuff crushed in it. Her friend took the drug and was already doing whatever was crushed in it, so she didn't have the same effect. But if you never
okay, so boy, he already just said that his mom have an addiction. So, he bought that life. Like he then grew up. You could tell she kind of like suburban in a way. So I don't think she know what she talking about. But boy, no, he right. That's what she was trying to say. Like she was asking him, "Did you give me a pet so I could overdose because I've been snitching?" No, I have not. But that's what she figuring. Oh boy, thought, and that's why he gave her some drugs that she got sick off of or whatever happened. Yeah, this crazy.
took the drug before, your body gonna react differently. She like, not at all.
Just say no to drugs, y'all. Say no to drugs because your supplier would literally lace you if he feels as though you a snitch. That's all I got from that. I don't care what everything else. Be careful out there, all right?
Be careful on any drugs on the street because they lacing everything.
So she didn't die, and I did, and thank God she was there because everybody else ran. And a couple people stuck around, and they called the ambulance, and I woke up soaking wet with Narcan in my body. And so, like, it fucked me up in the head because how did I just die in this trailer in West Virginia that nobody knows? And they definitely would have thought that I OD'd off heroin, and everybody would have thought I was back on that shit, but left my kids like my obituary would have been fucked up. So I'm glad, thank you, Jesus, that I'm still here because I had some angels looking out for me. And I will always love this girl because she literally did save my life. I like, my plug didn't even know that was in a, like, what? And he had thrown me something. So next thing you know, imagine how many bodies I would have had under my belt because I'm the queen of like Oprah giving out crack. Crack for everybody here, a hit for you, a hit for you. Like, but I'll be under the jail with that bag. So story for another time. But other than that, I've never ever touched the dope ever since. So when I got out, I was stuck on I'm not going back to that. And I just ran with the cocaine. And getting good powder around yonder where I'm at is few and far between. You're really getting a batch of meth mixture. Okay. And you really can't tell the difference except for the burn. And so I wasn't really fucking with that. And so I just started smoking crack. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna hit the stem. I'm already used to it. So, and it was down, it was gone. It was up from there. Okay. It wasn't up, it was all downhill from there. But to the races I went. And I have been a crackhead ever since. Coke connoisseur. Okay. Coke connoisseur. But yes, it sucked. It really did suck. And I'm just now getting my shit together. Just because I don't want to do that no more. The life sucks. Like, you're always exhausted. You're always tired. Like, it's never enough. So you're always trying to figure out where to go, where from here. And I was always like, let me try to do something to benefit my family. So I'm constantly trying to like come up off the shits. And I never came up. Like, every now and then I did, but I had such a
come up off of crack. Is that what you're saying, sis? Like how?
bad habit that if I didn't send my money, boo, straight to my baby daddy for my kids, like I always had this, is it worth it? Let me flip it and reverse it type shit and try to become a millionaire off these crumbs. And it just never happened. It never happened. I mean, I had a pack of Pampers every now and then, and I was always like, I'm not coming home tucking my tail. Like I'm coming home with something for my family. So it don't look like I was just running these streets for the past 18 years. And it did. So I'm in recovery court now, and that's what's helped me, dead ass. Like, recovery court, I don't know if y'all ever heard of drug court. It's like the last straw. Okay. And if I fuck up, I got way more time over my head than if I would have sat my little dumb ass in jail. But I've always gotten out of jail and repeated the same process. Like I'd be playing with probation, and it's only a matter of time before I'm back to the crib. And so, this time I was like, let me do something different. And I started the program, and the program's so fucking strict that fuck up if you want to. Like, so that's not an option for me. And so thank God, by the grace of God and my dad being my guardian angel, I am still clean to this day. And I just don't fuck around to fuck around. So I won't fuck around and get smoked, or fuck around and smoke. So I'm gonna wrap this up. And some more of the story is crack is fucking wiggity, wiggity whack. It sucks. Don't do it. And anyway, life's great. Pussy still good. Still eating cake, wishing that a bitch would. I got my foot up on her neck, as a bitch should. That's it.
All right, Messy Family, listen, this next clip is very educational, so I'm going to add this in there. It's another part that she did, and she's about to go on explaining what ultimately caused her to stop doing the drug. So let's get into this part.
So what made me quit smoking? What was my wake up call? Just so y'all know, I just woke up, and it's 8:45, and y'all trying to fry me on this TikTok app. But nothing can fry me more than I was fried on that cognac. So never regret, always a lesson. You know, there's no shame in my game. I did it. Yes, I did it. I made it through. Thank God. And the reason why I always say I think I'm done with that part of my life is because I learned in a addiction is cunning, baffling, powerful. I want to say that's the lingo that they use. And never say never. You know how many times I was 30 days, 10 days, 60 days clean, and I thought that I had it and I was never going back? Straight back to the crack. Yeah. So I know not to jinx myself, knock on wood. And I'm not ever going to say that, because addiction is a motherfucker. Okay? People, you don't realize that you fight with this shit every single day. Like every day I have to wake up and be like, Tara, you're not going to be a crackhead today. And then I go about my business. And I realize sometimes some people don't make it that day. But it's okay, and you start back over. So I will never be hard on myself. There is nothing that y'all people can say to bother me at all, really. Like I was smoking crack. Like that's the lowest of the low, I think. And so, what was my end game? This time when I got out, I had to do recovery court. I don't know if y'all know what recovery court is, but I'm pretty much the police at this point. Like when I say the police is so far up my ass, like they can smell my fart before I fart. And so there is no way, shape, or form that I can get away with anything without having repercussions for it. But the thing with recovery court is it changes the way you think. It changes your life. It makes you adult. Like, who said we needed to do this dumb shit? Like, I'm about to go to work at Arby's because I have to have a job, because that's what normal people do. Like, they made me get a job right out the gate. And the only place around yonder where I work that will hire me, since I'm so well known, is Arby's. So would you like some Arby's or horsey sauce with that, is what I say all day. But here's the star of the show. She is what woke me up for real this time. And it wasn't when she was born, because she was a preemie and she was in the NICU, and I was in the NICU getting high. So it wasn't when she was born. But she is 2 now, and my son is 6. He just turned 6 like yesterday, 2 days ago actually. And he was like 4 or 5, and I was still getting high. They've literally had their mother for real since March 24th. And that's when I got released out of jail to this program. And so it's the program. Yeah, you have to want to change, because you can still get high in the program. It don't matter. But what's the point? For me, it's what's the point? Like, you have to you have to stop, break the cycle. That's what people say, break the cycle. You got to break the cycle. And eventually enough was just enough. I realized I was never going to see my kids because some of my friends have their kids 24/7 in addiction. And who am I to judge? I can't knock nobody's parenting. Their kids was with us 24/7, but when I say their kids were with us 24/7, I mean their kids were with us 24/7. And so we could be at a trap and them kids right there playing with the roaches and the rocks. I don't know, but who am I to judge? Because I personally chose not to have my kids around. I didn't want to expose them. I didn't want them to see me in that way. So I never saw my kids ever. Like my mom and dad and my baby dad raised my son for the first 5 years of his life. Um, and they started raising my daughter for the first one of hers. Because I was lost in the sauce. Like point blank period. I don't know what to tell you, but I was damned if I do, damned if I don't. Like I could have my kids, but I just chose not to subject them to that environment. And so they never seen their mom. This is the most they've ever had their mom in their life. And so that's what my wake up call is. Or that's
This gives you a different outlook of it, because when people are hard on drugs, they're like, oh, they're such a horrible parent because they aren't around their kids. But it's like, instead of her being like her friends and having her kids there while everyone's doing drugs, she decided to be away from them. And it probably gave her comfortability knowing that they still had their father and that they were with the grandparent. And instead of them being with her while she was doing the drugs and just being
subjected.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a good thing, a blessing that she had her baby daddy, that her kids had their daddy or whatever. But I feel like for stuff like that at the same time, that is in a way, enabling a person, because it's like if a person love their kids enough and they know they don't have no choice but to get their stuff together, or their kids is gonna just be out here with nobody, I feel like that will motivate a person to get their stuff together. Whereas if they know, okay, well, I know my mama got my kids, so I'm gonna go focus on crack rather than to go and get help, because I don't care so much about myself as I do about my kids. So it's like, I don't really want no help for myself. But if I had to get some help, because if I didn't get no help, my kids will suffer, I might be more inclined to get help. You see what I'm saying? All right, y'all. I don't like this. This is not doing what I wanted to do. But y'all know me. I trust the process, so we're just gonna keep it moving. But I just want y'all to know, as of right now, don't like it.
That type of lifestyle, yeah, definitely. I understand where you're coming from. Like, it's best to not be around those parents. I'm just happy that the kids still had, like, her kids still had the other parent, because statistically, that's the most important thing. If whenever you lose a parent, like say your mother or father, the best thing to do is for the other parent to step up and then allow other family members, like the grandma, grandpa, just surround that kid with more family, so that way and I'm just telling y'all based off what I've learned through therapy as a kid, growing up without parents and growing up with parents with addictions and stuff like that. This is stuff they taught me in there, and I'm just gonna give it to y'all, right? I wasn't hearing it when I was a kid, but as an adult, I'm starting to realize more and more. But yeah, filling them up with more family members can definitely change because I was thinking when she was talking, like, man, you ain't never seen your kid, and it's time to send those kids to therapy or something, And I know people think like, oh, that ain't gonna matter. But it do matter. Like sending kids to therapy young is probably going to help them in the long term, because not probably, it will help them in the long term, because they don't even understand why they respond in the way they do the stuff. It could be simply just because they miss their mother. But the fact that the dad was there and then you got the grandparents there, it kind of filled that void more than she thought. So I do believe that maybe that's why she was so comfortable with that situation, because she knew her kids were straight. But it doesn't change the fact that if you are going through these situations, or if you ever been through these situations and you could be my age, 31 years old, if you've been through this situation and you've never gotten therapy, you should get therapy, you know, because one thing we do know is history does repeat itself, and those trauma chains that we have, what they call generational curses, it's a thing. You know, we don't know what her mom.
Okay, and so this is why I like this channel, because tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay, stuff like this that's exactly what it is. It's generational curses. And if you don't get on that junk like right away, and like I'm talking with prayer and fasting, it's nothing you can do to stop it, because trust and believe the devil on his job, especially if you love the Lord.
Her real mom and her dad was on, you know, when they was younger, and it spiraled. That neglect turned into her neglecting her own children in a sense too, you know. That's why I said that trauma it does live in that, you know. You don't realize it until you are in that situation, and now you're not around your kids, but you pretty much relive the same life your parents lived with you, with your own kids. Now, I understand she's taking accountability and stuff. I'm not bashing her and stuff. I'm just using it as educational purposes for people who may be interested in knowing how to deal with this situation. I can speak from a perspective of being a child with a parent that was addicted to drugs, that's still addicted today. You know, so I can tell you based off of like how my life went and what worked for me, how I got here today was therapy and being surrounded by more family in that time frame. Even I didn't have a mom or a dad, so my grandma really did step up for us in that time frame, and I just kind of leached onto that, and then playing sports, leeching onto the role models in sports, you know, like coaches and stuff like that.
Like, that's what I'm living for now. It's just the fact that I'm here with my kids. Like, my dad died last month, or actually he died in August. Rest in peace, his sweet soul, because I was my road dog. Not one time did he leave me in the midst of my addiction. He loved me from a distance, but he never left my side. And if I was still in, and I'm so thankful for the program, because if I was still in addiction, which I would have got out in June regularly and probably repeated the process, my dad died in August. And so I got out in March into the program instead of staying until June. If I would have not made the choices that I made, I would not have been there for my dad when he passed. I was there. I was sober. I held his hand to the last second. Like, I was around. I picked out his casket. I touched his casket to the second it went in that ground. Like, and I could never have been there for my family if I didn't decide to get clean. And I can only think that my dad passed knowing that he thinks I'm going to be okay now, because it was a long, rough ride. It was. And nothing was ever enough, you know, but I'm so glad that enough was enough for me when it was, because I would have never forgiven myself if I wasn't there for my daddy. And so now I'm stuck on, I'm going to be there for my kids and make him proud, because he will roll over in his grave if he knows I go back to that damn crack. So yeah, that's life, and that's why. And yeah, everything happens for a reason. I don't know why God picked me to be a crackhead, but it does. And I just hope that somebody else can watch this, and if they is still hitting their sim, baby, let it cool down. Let it cool down. You know, I put it down so far for, it's almost like, I think I had like 280 days clean a couple weeks ago. So I'm working on like 8 months now. And I can really say I don't have no urge to get high. Now, I'm not ever going to say I don't ever want to get high again, because as an addict, you always want to get high. But like, I don't have the urge. Like, I don't want to do anything that involves that lifestyle. And if y'all don't know, this mascara is the truth. I don't know if y'all know what it is, but now I'm an Amazon crackhead. So I just be spending all my money on Amazon. But you know how good it feels to be able to spend like money on regular shit. The first time I spent $20 and like just spent $20 and it wasn't on crack, it literally blew my mind. I was like, yo, bro, like, and I was with a couple of my old using friends, because we're all in the program together. And I'm like, yo, we really just went out to eat. Like, when have we ever went out to eat? Anytime we were always together, we was always like getting drugs, or yeah, that part. And so like, it was just good to like do something new. So I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I just don't want to be sick and tired no more. It's not the hype. Like, it was fun for a while, I think. It was probably fun for the first 2 months. Then after that, shit got real serious real fast. Like, I still cracked. It's not mine. But when it got down to the point that was about all that I had left, it was time to, throw in the towel. Because I didn't even have no ass to sell. I did it. Skin and bones. So, yeah. Just life started life. And sometimes I just grew out of it. Like, I stopped doing dope. Somehow it was easy for me to put that down, but the crack was something serious. It was easy for me to never pick up dope again. So I'm just hoping that it'll be easy for me to never pick up crack again. So for today, yay, I'm not a crackhead. All right, super sober, yay.
Man, this was a good story time at the end of the day. I think anyone who made it to the end of the story time got some valuable information out of it. We're not here to judge this content creator at all. I don't know her real name. She goes by, we'll have her in the link in the description box below because it's kind of hard to even say. If you made it to the end of this video, we do appreciate you for sticking around and actually getting through it. If you have similar stories that you want to share, please do not be afraid to share it in the comment section because at the end of the day, this is educational. We can all learn something from here. I've never been through it personally, but I've been through it from a different perspective. I've seen it from the other perspective, but hearing it from the main perspective, the point of view of the person who's actually doing the drugs and how she affected her own family and, just her recapping just gives me a lot of hope in my own personal life with, things that I need to handle, because it makes me feel like if there is hope. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think there was hope in these situations. I always thought the longer you do it, you're cooked. And I know it's biased because I'm just speaking from my own perspective of not seeing it, but also knowing now that maybe we could have done something more and we still can do more because, that's all it takes. And if she can do it, I believe, anyone can do it in this situation. And I hope if you've ever been through this situation, if you're sober, if you've been sober for years or even a day, congratulations. We're proud of you. You are a survivor. You made it. And we do pray that you, in the creator as well, we pray that she, continues to go on with the sobriety forever and taking it day by day. I think that's the best lesson that we can learn from this situation is to take it day by day, no matter what you're going through in life. Like how she wakes up today saying that I'm not a addict today. We wake up today and say, I'm going to be a good person today. I'm not a bad person today. I'm going to be a good father today. I'm going to be a good mother today. I'm going to be a good grandparent today, a good friend, whatever that case may be. You just take it day by day. And I promise you'll start to see better results just like she did. If she can break an addiction this strong, we can become better people. We can be more involved in our children's lives. I'm talking to the older folks who got kids like me who just hard, don't want to talk to them because they hurt from the past. It's still hope. You just got to take it day by day and don't give up on your children. Don't give up on your mother, your father. And yeah, that's my advice for today.
It was very touching to hear at the end when she said she was there to see her father pass away, got to hold his hand and actually be a part of his funeral and be involved in it. Because if she was still on drugs, she probably wouldn't be able to even cope with the passing of her father. But
yeah, I was thinking that it was the program that made her stiffen up and not want to do the drugs anymore. But now, after hearing her speak, I know she just don't want to let her father down. Mm-hmm. And if y'all know, that's her grandpa. She calls him dad. Just like I used to call my grandma mom. So if you grew up with grandparents, you grew up in your grandparents' house, y'all know the vibes. I believe him passing away really, seeing her in that space really is motivating her to stick it out and take it day by day because she will tie relapsing into failing him. And I don't think she wants to fail him or her children. I think it's good to know that she has so many layers of things that's holding her accountable. It's not just the rehab and going to jail. It's not just her children. She got her dad. She got her man. She's really taking it seriously, and you could tell. And the fact that she made it 280 days is amazing. So shout out to this creator and shout out to anyone who's ever beat any type of addiction, whether it was alcohol, whatever addiction you could possibly think of. If you've beat it, if you've conquered it, shout out to you. And we want to thank you guys for watching this video to the end. And if you guys are interested in the storyteller, we will have her link.
Yeah, honestly, that was a lot. I feel like her being so okay, because God, y'all know my makeup makes my allergies start doing something. So honestly, I feel like her being so like seemingly non-serious. Now that I've watched it, I listened to her. I think that's just her personality. You know what I'm saying? That's just how she's coping with everything. And um like I don't think she's taking it lightly or whatever, like how it kind of seemed at first. I think, like I say, that's just like her coping mechanism, defense, you know. But I think she knows that like this is serious. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. I I pray for her. Now y'all know I said that we was going to pray for her at the end of this. So, oh Lord God, thank you for the content creator and the ones who reviewed this video. Lord, thank you for coverage, deliverance. Thank you for your plan being better than ours, Lord God. Thank you for laughter. Laughter being some of the best medicine, Lord. Her having this sense of humor, she's able to heal herself, Lord God, through you, joy. You are joy, you are love, and we thank you. We ask that you forgive us where we fall short, Lord. Forgive us for the times where we've made things idols, when we've not listened to you, but listened to our flesh, Lord. Make those days shorter. We ask that you surgically cut out anything that is not like you from us, everybody at the sound of my voice, everybody that have watched these videos, everybody that has gone through something like that, that has watched a family member, Lord God, go through something like that. Cover us all, deliver us, make our time as we fight here on earth, Lord God, let it be as it is in heaven, where we are victorious, we are righteous, we are loved, and we are your children, adopted. Thank you so much. And we love you again. And thank you, Lord, for everybody that's watching this video. May you continue to live, love, and bless their lives. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. All right, y'all. So I'm pretty much I'm pretty much done. I mean, honestly, this blend is really not what I want it to be. Like, it's kind of like it's simple, right? Excuse me. I really wanted more. Like, I feel like I could do more. It just seems like something's missing. I don't know. But it's getting late. It's getting late. It's getting late, and I have to go to bed because I have to go to work. I cannot stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you guys, let me see, because I feel like I gotta be able to do something else. Like, okay, so that's what it is. Some finishing touches. Um, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put the little stars though. I do like those little stars that she did. Y'all know I love the little stars. And I'm trying to think, who was I watching when they kind of like gave the tutorial on how to do it. Now, what I don't ever want it to look like is like a cross or nothing like that. Y'all know I don't play around with that. I want it to be like a little star, just like a little twinkle. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So, and that's what it look like. This is cute. This is cute. I'm gonna put some glitter on there, I think. Um, out this new palette I got. I should be able to do it. We gonna definitely try. I'm gonna put a few more up here. This girl look like she got a bunch of them. I'm not gonna do a bunch. My goal is to make sure the ones that I get is cute. Like I really don't have time. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I got time. I just don't want to be messing it up and going back and forth over it and all that. This is way too big. It's bigger than I wanted it to be. But hey, it is what it is. Right now, I hate that this kind of looks pink. Because of the red that was already up there. But it's not a whole lot I could do about it. So I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to worry about it. Should I say? I should put little white spots in all these. But I'm not gonna do that. That's crazy. Now what I am gonna do is put one little one over here. And I think it looked empty over here, so I'm gonna put one right here. Little sun. Couple of little suns over here. Two. Don't ask me what that is over there in that corner, because I don't know. Okay, so what else can we do? my girl Deb. Shout out Beats by Deb. I just love her. Like her channel is everything. But she would say, let me debify it, right? And I just really I need better products to be able to do something like that. Right now, I just feel like this stuff that I got, this new palette is really cute. Don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna do nothing. So I'm not even about to like really waste my time with it. When I mess with it, it's gonna be like bad self, or not even necessarily bad self, but just once I get some better brushes, some better other product to use. So we gonna leave that be. Okay, so what I think I will do, add some more here to kind of like blend or whatever. But we pretty much done with this look. If I felt like it, I would like put some rhinestones or something like that. But mm, that's it. I don't even feel like messing with my contour on my nose or none of that. It's just gonna be a big nose. I kind of feel like I need to do something up here though. Like, yeah, I need some shimmer up there. That's too flat because of the face paint. Let's get some shimmer. Yeah, that's much better. All right, so we got that done. We're going to outline our lip with this because it is like a long lasting. I want to say it's like my longest lasting situation. Now for the inside, y'all know Auntie be smoking. So first we conceal our lips. Before we put that color down. I wish I had some glitter or something. Like I feel like I want this whole look to shine more. But whatever. It's cute. Now we got these two reds. I'm gonna use this is not even red. That's like orange. I feel like this one too dark. So what did y'all think about that messy story? That's crazy. I feel like everybody in the black community have somebody in their family that has been addicted to crack or a neighbor, like it touched our community so much, so bad. It was just like talk about a pandemic. An epidemic. Crack came through and I feel like eliminated whole families, bro. Like you had people to where you had families to where the mama, daddy, and the kid was on crack. Like for real. So thank you, Jesus, for covering. I'm super grateful. I've never used hard drugs. I'm super grateful that my mom was not a hard drug user. You know what I mean? I have had to deal with it in direct relation to my family because my daughter's father have a cocaine addiction. And so he's been absent or, at the most in and out of her life since conception. Like he was a very functioning addict and he hit it very well to where my daughter was like 7, 8 months old before I found out he was using cocaine. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like we had been together for no long time when I got pregnant. We had not. We had been messing around for a couple of weeks. But I had known him for like a year before that, like in passing. He was my uncle friend. I'm gonna do a whole story time about that. That'll be my next live story time about how I had a baby by a crackhead. Okay. This has been your girl Jen checking in with Messy and Makeup. Okay, this is the look. I'm about to put on the wig. So just give me a second. Now, if you dibble and dabble in makeup, you guys, then you have to trust the process, right? Like when you first start, it might look like this is not working out. This is about to look crazy. This is ugly, blah, 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 blah. But if you just don't give up, trust the process, eventually you can work it, you can freak it, you can make it do what it do. Okay. Now this wig is old. This bad baby done seen better days, but it goes with the whole situation. Now I'm finna go and come back. Give me a second. I want to see if y'all can see this whole. This is the look. So yeah, I like it. I think it's cute. Get some more content, do some Snapchats or whatever. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Deuces.